Hey, this is Noah. If you can tell from my disheveled appearance, I'm not okay. On my journey to complete my challenge that I've given for myself to beat like 30-ish games, 6 specially defined, I've already completed 2. One was Easy Brain, it was just doing the main campaign of Lethal League Blaze, and I already got through a majority of that. I just sort of grinded out one afternoon and I was done. Actually, I think it was the same afternoon that I recorded that one video. But then for some reason I found myself compelled to try to do Geist. And much like Lethal League Blaze, though I didn't realize it initially, I was actually pretty much near the end of the game. I popped it in one afternoon, yesterday, and I beat it that afternoon. And, oh my gosh, this game is not great. And it's mostly upsetting, not because it's bad, but because it feels like it could have been really good. The concept of the game is very interesting to me, where you play as a ghost that must possess objects. It's like the rated M version of Super Mario Odyssey. But like, what I'm about to say has not been scripted, and it's not going to be a conclusive evidence for why I dislike this game now. Maybe later down the line I'll give a more detailed description. But my biggest thing is age shows very well. When I'm going to fire, no matter how far I tilt the stick, it will always have an acceleration. What I would expect for it to do is that if I'm just barely tilting the stick, the guy would only sort of tilt his aim, but it would always speed up a little bit. And the aim assist was very weird. It was almost as if I move my thing over the enemy and I stop, it'll just, like, stop and lock onto him. But the thing is, if I missed him, if I'm only aiming near him, it will lock on near him. I think at that point, I would rather just not be on at all. That's a bold statement. That's not true. I like it being on, because there's no way I was going to be able to hit anything, because, oh my gosh, I could not shoot for crap. I can deal with the, I don't want to call it boring, but I'll just say boring. Dialogue, story, all that, whatever. Though I do want to say, I think I expected the game to have more to it. It was very short by comparison. I didn't time how long it took me to beat the game. I wasn't thinking about doing that when I started. But according to how long to beat, it only takes about 8 hours. Hyper Light Drifter takes longer, which I just found out. By the end of the game, one of the bosses, which is this weird, like, bug thing that comes in from the ceiling looking like a Metroid Prime villain, you fight it like 3 or 4 different times. And it's like, okay, could we get some variety? That's not a lot of variety, especially since like 50% of that is containing the final boss and that one bug. Like, okay, sure, Jan. I don't want to go on too long about this, but I felt like simultaneously giving an update on my effort to complete my task, as well as articulating that I was not particularly fond with this game, was necessary. If you'd like me to do something more in-depth, perhaps writing a written review, leave it in the comments below. We'll give it some consideration. This is Noah. That's Geist. I was trying to think of some kind of pun off of Geist, or some kind of, like, something to rhyme with it, but the only word that came to heist. Wow, my mind's like skipping ahead of itself. It said the only, whatever.